Welcome everybody. My name is Matt Wilburn with Morph 3D. I first want to thank Unity, not just for having us, but for hosting this whole event in what I think is like one of the coolest venues I've ever been to a conference at. We've got a bar located in here, I think. Even if it's not functional, I think that's pretty cool. If you'll indulge me, just a quick bit of trivia. I think it's also cool, it's not lost on me, the kind of how cool it is that we're doing this conference in Amsterdam. Amsterdam started as a little fishing village, and around the 1700s, they started building all this infrastructure. They built the canals that, it's iconic, it's known for, and that infrastructure led to this massive influx of people from all different backgrounds, all different places, especially all throughout Europe, to come here, and I think that's kind of a cool symbol, because that's what we're all doing here. Everybody here is from a different place, a different background, but we're all united, right, with the same kind of objectives and the same purpose. Since you're here, I think it's safe to assume that you guys are interested in creating custom characters and having more options for doing that. So we'll welcome you for that. We're going to give you just a quick glimpse as to who we are. Over the last couple of days, we've had a lot of questions. Who is Morph 3D? Is there a relationship between Morph 3D and another company called DAZ 3D? The answer to that is, yeah, there's a great relationship between the two. Morph 3D is brought to you by the same company that manages DAZ. We're partner companies. First and foremost, we're artists. We are a content company that has been building 3D art for a number of years, and we have primarily served the CG audience, like professionals and consumers in like design viz, in markets that are adjacent to game development. So we basically, the business model that we have is we create human figures, and we manage one of the largest content marketplaces in the world. The platform is supported by a network of hundreds of professional artists around the world who create add-on content for those models. So we look at that as a great way to scale up the amount of variety and just the number of products that are available for purchase by doing this. And it turns into being one of the most dynamic 3D marketplaces in the world. All of that is produced, about 250,000 assets sold across about 20,000 bundles in the store today. We serve millions of downloads of those figures, and we sell millions of add-on products, hair products, clothing, weapons, accessories, props, all of those kinds of things that create this really cool ecosystem of content that gets created. We could never create enough content to fill the demand for variety on our own. So we partner, and we have a revenue share model with professional artists around the world. We think that that's got a huge application for game developers. And the bottom line, more than anything else that we hope you take away from, at least that I do from the couple of minutes I'm with you, we want to deliver to you the best character creation experience possible. We want you to be able to have the ability to customize and to morph characters to suit your needs. We know there's such a variety of demands. Some people want, hyper-realism in their games. Some people want very, very stylized, and there's all kinds of variations in between. And we want to be a place where you can serve all of those needs. We know that what that means we have to do is put as much creative control in your hands as possible. And we believe that we can do that in a variety of different ways, since everybody has a different way of approaching it. The 4 ways that we're planning on doing this is releasing character packs. We released our first one in the asset store this week. We're going to continue to do that. We also, in the same fashion that I mentioned about the content network that DAZ manages, we believe there's a great opportunity to do that here, because it gives you a chance, by having the model where we release the figures to the community and we have professional artists creating content for them, that allows you guys to scale up a great big catalog, a big library of content that's cross-compatible. And it means you can do this much more cost effectively than you could do it by having somebody, creating characters from scratch and you've got more variety available to you quickly. The other two ways are more tool-based, being able to provide devs content customization tools, giving you guys the ability to do all of that work, not buying the content pre-made, but being able to assemble it and customize it yourself. And then going a little bit further, being able to provide you the opportunity to just drop right into your game or the experience that you're creating, an in-game character creation or avatar creation experience as well. So those are all on our roadmap. They're all in our sites right now. We basically want to be responsive to the community and take the feedback from you. What do you want us to do? Where should we focus the energy? What's most useful to you in terms of all of these different approaches for providing you the best experience for creating content? We want to be really responsive. We want to adapt changes in our DNA at Morph 3D, and that's what we want to bring to you, and we want to be very responsive in doing that. To walk you through a little bit more and give you a chance to see kind of a sneak peek of what's out today and what's coming, I'll invite Berkley Frei, my colleague at Morph 3D, to take you guys through the demo. Thank you.
Thanks, Matt, and thanks, guys, for coming. I look out in the crowd and I see a lot of you guys that I spoke with yesterday, and I'm really excited about the interest that I've personally been able to see from you guys as a community, and share your thoughts. And it was great to get your feedback yesterday, and since we've released this pack, as to what you think this could mean for you as a developer, and what this means for your future projects, and we're getting some really good ideas of where we want to go. So as Matt mentioned, we have a character pack that's been released. We call it a Morph character pack because it has special properties that typical character packs don't have. So we have a custom character creator GUI in the Unity editor. So we've taken all this complex Morph data and all these outfits, and we've made it all work together with simple sliders. I'm going to demonstrate that in a second. We have prefabs, 3 prefabs of different levels of detail that you have access to. Again, there's multiple props, multiple outfits, and the morph count's probably around 44 morphs. And as Matt was saying, the world in which this content came from, this pack came from, which is the DAZ world, we have thousands of morphs and thousands of assets, add-on assets. And for the sake of this pack, for the sake of this demo, we've just curated a small selection. But even with a small selection, it's pretty interesting to look at. And again, and additionally, everything is PBR, materials and textures. So down the road, and a lot of people have been asking us this, is what's coming next? What are we doing after this pack, and what is this pack exactly? We're going to do more character packs, more morph packs, and then, as Matt mentioned, we're going to make these packs cross-compatible. So if you have a sci-fi morph pack and a fantasy morph pack, the outfits from one or the other, or the morphs from one or the other, will work. And so you can start building a catalog of assets that way to help you design your characters. The next thing is, as Matt mentioned, are the custom tools. And we have a small sneak peek, early demo of kind of where we're going with this. And these tools are something that we want to put out to the community early so we can make sure that we're giving you the features and the functionality that's important to you. Because we understand that the development community and different developers have different needs, and we want to try to make sure that we can meet as many as we can. And then ultimately, and most important to what we do, and it's at the heart of what DAZ is all about, we want to bring this platform to content creators. So I'm going to spend a second now and show you a little bit about what this looks like in the Unity editor. And this will be quick, and actually a lot of you, I think, have actually seen this demo. But as you can see, we have 3 prefabs. We've got a low, a medium, and a high level of detail. And we understand that game developers have different polygon count needs. performance issues if you're mobile versus trying to do next gen. And so for this pack, we gave 3 generic WOD levels. And we have the ability to be more aggressive or less aggressive depending on what we hear from you guys. And as you see, as I mentioned earlier, we have a character tool GUI where it lets you go in and control the character, so you can like dial in different values and the character changes. And you can do that with all of the characters. And you have outfits that you can swap in and out. So if you look in the middle, I'm swapping on and off outfits and hairstyles. Let me slow down just a second. So and one thing that was asked to me several times yesterday was, is this something that is scriptable? Can we do this at runtime? And the answer is yes. We have an API. It's in the documentation where you're able to access this at runtime and make these dynamic changes on the fly. Additionally, we have a beta or an alpha stage of a character creator app that we're working on, and this is the same content from the asset pack that we just launched, and we have it available for you to play with in here. And so again, you can swap through outfits, and no matter how you shape your character with the morphs that we provide, the outfits are going to respond in kind. So you can work with these presets and make really, really interesting characters. So I'm just going to dial a few in, Goblin to Fairy. And again, we have thousands of these morphs. And the great thing is, if the shapes that we have right now, if they're not what you like, if they're not your style or your aesthetic, the system that we're building lets you go in as an artist or as a developer and make those shapes and customize it for your game, and then access all the outfits and accessories. So if you wanted to get your style more like a Team Fortress 2 look, that's simply adding a blend shape into our system, and then all the outfits that you didn't make will work. So if I go back to the outfits, even after doing a pretty drastic change, like putting this goblin up, you'll see that the outfits have adjusted dynamically. You can change the accessories, you can change the hair. And another question that is frequently asked is this mechanism friendly or animation friendly? And so we threw in a quick selection of poses just to show off that, yeah, this is a rigged mesh, and it's set up for mechanism, and it's really easy to add animations to. Anyone that's used the mechanism system knows that. And you can preview it and give it, you can look at it in different angles and such. But the reason why we wanted to announce this pack and make this presentation today is to get out in front of the community and show you guys that we understand that there's a need that we can meet. The feedback that we're getting is, how soon can we get in? Like, we want to, like, a lot of you developers are looking for ways to make your characters for your world, and you need to do it cheaply and affordably. And we want to respond to that. And so we're here early showing alpha versions of stuff because we want to get your feedback, like we've been saying. And so I'm going to conclude this demo. I do want to show one more thing. We have we were next to the motion capture guys yesterday. They had inertial motion sensors, and we were wondering if those sensors, if that data could come over to our rigs really quickly. So one of the guys did a cartwheel, and within like 60 seconds, we were able to throw on an animation, and so I threw it on these characters for the demo. But yeah, it's really easy. It's ready to go, and it's going to grow dramatically from here. So with that, I'd love to open it up for a second and start responding to some of your questions and ideas about what you think the future for this type of system is. And and we're listening, we're taking notes. Go ahead. Yeah, you. No, I think it's a small enough crowd we can hear you. It does, and yes. So this character pack doesn't have any morphs or rig adjustments that would need that, but we have some morphs that will turn this character into a gorilla and down to a child. And so it's not only adjusting the geometry, but it's also adjusting the bones. And that's something that occurs in the DAZ system. And one of the things that I've been saying a lot is anything that's really neat or cool that happens with the DAZ platform, we're trying to port that over to the Morph platform for the Unity developers. Another thing that people have been asking us about is cloth dynamics and hair dynamics and jiggle and all those things. Wings, are we going to support those things? And the answer is yes. Like we've got a lot of projects in the pipeline to bring new features, the ability to change the colors, the textures of all of these items, and again to maintain the cross compatibility of everything else. Any other questions? I know this was a short demo, but we definitely wanted to make the announcement and start the dialogue with you guys. We do have a forum up on Unity for this asset, and we also have a website where we're taking emails, and those on the mailer will be able to get the latest and greatest updates for what we're doing. Go ahead. The licensing with the free asset pack, it just falls under the standard Unity asset license that's out there. With the future platform, it would be a similar model that's seen at DAZ, but it hasn't been determined. That hasn't been finalized. So it's a revenue split between the DAZ and the artist as they sell to customers in the marketplace. So is the revenue split for the person buying, or? Yes. Yes. So the question is, you can use the asset that you buy and use it as many times as you'd like in a game? Correct. Yes, absolutely. Right. So the question is, so this gentleman's more familiar with the DAZ system. There are character lines, Victoria, Michael, and many others that don't necessarily have universal cross compatibility amongst themselves, and maybe the other. So to respond to that, the Morph. Again, what we're doing at Morph 3D is trying to take all the things that are really great about DAZ and bring them over. If things that are less than great, like non-compatible assets, that's stuff that we're leaving behind. So it's a really cool opportunity for us to really freshen up some of our technology and our licensing and our approach to things to make sure that we're giving you guys a really killer and robust system that you can engage with to make your characters for your games. So the answer is everything's going to be universal. That's what's important. Any other questions? Well, thank you guys again so much for coming by. And again, morph3d.com, you'll be able to, if you're interested in being part of our early beta access to our development, sign up for our email, and you'll be the first to know. And we really are listening. We really are making some, we're really being directed by your feedback. So thanks again, and enjoy the show.